Yo, it's MoMo coming to you with another farming video. Now today we're going to be on my max Town Hall 9 base. Well, it's almost max. I've got 4 levels left on my king and 2 levels left on my queen. Plus I've got about 50 walls to go before I've got all the walls maxed out as well. Now in my previous Town Hall 9 video I mentioned that Crystal League has some pretty good loot bases for farming, but when you're in Crystal League, it's also better to mention that you kind of need to have some good troops. So like you need to have all your troops either maxed out or your heroes high level, just so you can get all the loot that's actually being offered. Now another thing with Crystal League is it's not as easy finding as Gold League, whereas in Gold League, like I showed you in my other video, you could easily find a base that's offering a lot of loot within your first couple of searches. Now in Crystal League, it might take you maybe a couple of searches, it might take you a lot of searches, you might search for 2 minutes, you might search for 5 minutes, you might even search for 10 minutes before you get a really good, decent loot base. But nevertheless, you will find one, especially in Crystal League 3 or Crystal League 2. Now with me, I like to stay in my Crystal League, or my Gold Leagues, so you will see in my attack log that I do drop trophies a lot, just so I can stay in the particular league that I actually want. Also, this base that I've got right now is a very good Dark Elixir farming base. As you can see, my Dark Elixir storage is centralized. I've got Teslas around it, Expos around it, Heroes around it, splash damage defenses around it, and it's a very good Dark Elixir farming base. On top of that, I've done a little bit of trap base here. I've got my town hall up for grabs, just so people wanting to push for trophies can get some easy trophies, but I haven't made it easy for them. I've got my cannon, my arch tower and my wizard tower all ready to demolish the troops that come in with it. As you can see, the wizard tower can just about get those troops that come down here after my little bombs have already got rid of some of the barges that they might drop down. So let's get into one of these replays now. I'll just show you again. Like I said, I've been dropping some trophies just so I can stay in this Crystal League. I went up to Crystal League 1, had to come back down, and also, like you saw, this is all in Crystal League. See, I always go for the 3-star just because I want to get all the loot that's being offered. Now, like I said, it gives you a lot of good Dark Elixir as well, so like you can see in these attacks. In my most recent attack that I just did before I started this video, you can see I got 900k loot with 3000 Dark Elixir as well. And I just managed to miss out on the 3-star. The reason for that is because my phone lost connection for some reason and I wasn't able to deploy my last couple of troops. So let's get into this replay, guys. As you can see, it's a pretty decent Town Hall 9. You got max defenses, heroes, queen is quite high level 18. But as you can see, the jump spell works really well here because you can open like half of the base here. If you drop one jump spell down here in this elixir storage compartment, you can actually make your troops go in all of these compartments around it as well. So you can get to the town hall, you can get to all these loot storages, and you can get pretty much anything around it as well, like all these defenses. Now, like I said in all my other videos, you always need to make sure you scout. So as you can see, these loot storages are packed, which means most of this loot will be in the actual storages. And also you need to just make sure you go around the base getting these extra loot collectors, just so you don't miss out on any loot. Now, before we get into this replay, I'd just like to mention one more thing. The way that I do this, even if I'm Dark Elixir farming, don't be shy of using some Dark Elixir troops. I still use my Valkyries even though I'm farming for Dark Elixir. Now, when you're actually farming for a particular amount of one of the loots, so if you're going for gold, or if you're going for elixir, if you're going for Dark Elixir, you always need to measure your outcomes. So with my Valkyries, I know that if I spend some Dark Elixir on my Valkyries, I know exactly how much I'm spending and how much I need in my Dark Elixir raids, just so I can compensate, but at the same time double in profit with the Dark Elixir. Now, last thing I want to mention before we get into this raid is, if you have both heroes up, it's so much easier. Like, I was doing it with just my Arch Queen before. My king was actually down for an upgrade. It just finished upgrading to level 26. It's not too bad with just the queen or just a king, but mind you, if you have both heroes, you are most likely going to just demolish any base, especially if your heroes are so high like mine and they're near maxed. Now let's get into this replay. Like I do with all my raids, I always start with just getting my giants into 2 separate units, just so they can span out and get most of the defenses getting locked on them, so I can get my wizards down for a funnel, then followed by my clan castle troops. Now in this one, I've brought 2 extra maxed giants and some maxed wizards. Like I said, you can bring extra giants, extra wizards, extra valks, it doesn't really matter. As long as you got something in your clan castle, it will help you no matter what. Especially if they're maxed troops, they'll help all the way. So let's go back into the raid now. So as you can see, I've created the funnel. There goes the last collector storage. And now I've put my valks in. Now watch how I just put the jump spell there. See, as you can see, now I can get into pretty much all of these compartments with ease. My Valkyries are going into the center like I wanted it to. It's being backed up by my Barbarian King, and you're just going to see how they rip through the space in little time. So like I said, heal spell, one of the giants. As you can see, my giants actually went down pretty early, but still you got a couple of them tanking. Then the Valkyries are being healed up, put a rage spell on them, watch how they go through all these loot storages, and as you can see, I've already pretty much gotten all the loot from the base, or 90% of the loot from the base, because most of it was all in the storages, and my Valkyries and the raid spell just ripped through that place in no time. Now I put another heal spell on my Valks just to keep them alive for as long as possible. They went through that king like it was nothing over there. They're going through the final loot elixir storage over there. My king and my queen just took out the enemy queen over here, and now we're just gonna do a cleanup of the base. Like I always save some archers and my wizards saved up for a cleanup. As you can see, I deployed my archers from this side so they can make the queen go back to the last elixir storage, and it's doing it nicely. She's coming back towards the center, and this is around about the time when my connection went out and I wasn't able to put my last 4 wizards, but we still managed to get all the loot. The only thing that was left in this raid was the last wizard tower, which I'm not fussed about because, face it, we got all the loot that we were after, and that's pretty much all we needed, because we still got the maximum loot league bonus. Now watch my queen, she's just coming around that last Tesla tower, just ripping her apart like she was nothing. She's like a little bitch to him. And now my wizard and my arch towers make that Tesla look like a bitch, because they say, you know, you killed our queen, fuck you. Mind my language, guys. And now this is where we lose the attack because we didn't get the 3 stars. But yeah, that's it, guys. Like I said, always scout your bases. Make sure you know where all the loot is kept, so you can just go for the loot. Look how much loot we just got. Perfect army composition is the one that I use now. So that, if you want to have a quick look, there's 16 giants, 12 wizards altogether, but in this raid I only used 8, 4 wall breakers. Your king and the queen will help. One hero can do just fine as well, but having both heroes will be better. Then you got my 8 Valks and 20 archers for cleanup, followed by 2 heal spells, a rage, a jump, and then in your clan castle you can bring whatever you want, as long as it's something good, something that will actually be of benefit. So like giants, wizards, or Valks will be perfect. You can bring some hogs as well, that's not bad if you want to do some back-end hog cleanup for your defenses while the defenses are distracted. But it's just whatever you can get from your clan guys, it doesn't really matter, and that's all there is. So that's it, guys. Those are my little tips I'll give you. So again, you want to make sure with your farming base as well, the one that you're actually saving for, you make sure that's the one that's most guarded well. In most cases it will be a dark elixir, because that's the hardest to get. Other than that, if you just span out your storages all across your base, it's much harder for people to take all the loot in your base. See how in that previous video all the storages were in one section and my Valkyries just tore it apart, got all the loot with nothing in their way. But if you actually span out your storages around your base, it actually makes it much harder for the person to get all your loot, because they'd actually have to go for like a 3-star raid, because they'd have to move all the way across your base and make sure they can get all the collectors and all the storages. So yeah guys, this is my clan. Chopper is a sick cunt of a leader, mind my language again. I said for him to say hello to you before. He said sup YouTube. And also this Clash 'em Hard clan, level 10 clan, serious clan guys. There's very good people in this clan. As you can see, a lot of champions, a lot of masters, and a lot of Crystal League people in the clan, followed by some Town Hall 8s and Gold League, doing some farming, some nice farming. My second Town Hall 8 over here. Now putting this up to Town Hall 8.5, as you can see. Like I showed you in my previous video, in my war recap. There you go guys. And like with this one as well, as you can see, my loot storages are all spread out the base. They would really have to make it from one side to the other side and to get all the loot from my base. And this base works really well as well. As you can see, it's like a square base, so they'll literally either go all the way around, or if they can get an earthquake spell in one of these compartments and open up half the base, that's the trick for this base. But you know, not a lot of people do that for farming. They usually just come with a Jive Arch attack and they only walk away with maybe 100k loot. Usually that base offers about 300k loot, because my storages are pretty much maxed now guys. And yeah, so that's all for today's video. Hope you guys like this. If you have any requests, please leave them in the comment section below. Give it a thumbs up. Give this video a thumbs up guys if you liked it. If you didn't like it, I'm sorry. I wish I could change your mind, but who cares? No, not really. I hope you guys liked the video. But yeah, if you did like the video, give it a subscribe so you can see some more videos. And hopefully I have you guys getting more and more into these videos, for asking me for requests and whatever you guys want. I'm happy to do any sort of videos for you guys, and let's all keep on clashing.